Liberated, freed, released, free from traditional social restraints. Sisters, girls or women who share a common ancestry, allegiance, character, or purpose with another or others. Fellow Black women or girls.
Hey, Pamela, come on. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad, host of Liberated Sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Again, that means peace be unto you. Welcome to Liberated Sisters. And this is January 15th. We want to say happy birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Tonight, we're coming to you with the headlines from the Final Call newspaper. Our guest tonight, a sister attorney, Dr. Pamela Muhammad. Pardon me, I'm thinking of Sister Ann because I was about to say Dr. Ridgely. So our guest tonight, our panel, is sister attorney Pamela Muhammad of Houston, Texas, and Dr. Ridgely Abdul Mumin Muhammad out of Muhammad Farms in Georgia, and he is a member of the Nation of Islam Research Group, and on and on and on. They will tell you more about themselves, but for now, we're going to hear a bit of music, and I'll bring them in again. Thank you. We'll be back.
I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll
fight for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone. Standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you said to me it's on, split you like you need alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each zone. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bottom, Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, and now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on. I fight like that, 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, then you know never to settle. I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. Fists on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me.
I fight like that, 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 I fight.
We fight like that. Welcome back. Look at these beautiful people. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Walaikum salam, ma'am.
Thank you all. You know, this is Sister Attorney Pamela Muhammad, and again, Dr. Richley Abdul Mumin Muhammad. Before we start, brothers and sisters, I want to say I'd be remiss if I didn't say that tonight's show is dedicated to my dear, beloved, beautiful cousin, Brother Sean. We call him Sean Stafford, but this is Trinard. I forgot until I saw this. This is Trinard Stafford. In loving memory, Trinard Deshawn Stafford. I'm going to ask any of my family who is watching, or his, when I say my family, his family, as they say, partners, if you're watching, pull this and drop it in our thread so people can have a link and find out about who he is. But I thank God a lot for my cousin Sean. You know, we've had a death in the family. He's made his transition. He's a baby of 3 boys in the family. My uncle Stafford, Pop Stafford, and Aunt Celeste Seal Stafford. That's their baby boy. Alonzo Stafford and Cornell. They call him Blue Stafford. You know, we don't have nicknames, but this is what it is. Um, they lost their brother. Allah, God, as they say, called him home, and so prayers to the family and also my classmate, Yolanda Washington, and many, 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 you know, to all of us out here whose loved ones have made their transition back to Allah God. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon them. And Liberated Sisters sends condolences to you. And with that said, thank you all for allowing me that personal, precious moment. We want to go ahead and have Sister Attorney Pamela Muhammad and Dr. Ridgely go ahead and tell the people about yourselves, and we'll go on and go further into the show, okay?
Yes.
Thank you both.
Yes.
Okay, Sister Pamela.
Okay. Well, assalamu alaikum, and thank you once again, Sister Charlene, for welcoming me to your platform on the Liberated Sisters. And I would like to start off by saying, I think my background, I really get an affinity for this Liberated Sisters concept and logo because, I've always, for the last 30 plus years, been in the legal profession. And I want to start off by saying, of course, the greatest achievement in my life has been in becoming a registered member of the Nation of Islam. And so I've been in the nation for, I guess it would be, 2 decades or more now. And I'm so thankful for being a part of this nation, a striving believer in this cause with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as well learning the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So that's where I start. But as a profession, I've been an attorney for over 30 plus years. And not only am I an attorney in the courtrooms, I'm also an attorney on the streets because I love being in the community. And that was one of the things that really drew me to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when I would hear Minister Farrakhan talk about the youth and talk about us fighting for justice in our communities for our people. And for ourselves and self-reliance. So again, I graduated from Southern University. I also have a business degree, and I am a wife and a mother of 2 beautiful daughters. And so again, that's who I am. I'm a registered member and I'm presently at Mosque 45. I've actually worked in St. Louis, and I just wanted to finish that off by saying St. Louis, Missouri. But what really got us really known and made a major impact was our work in Ferguson, Missouri, during the time when Michael Brown was murdered, which just peeled that scab off of the racism in that city. So that's me. And Dr. Ridgely, I'm passing the mic to you, sir.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, my beautiful sister, my warrior.
Praise be to Allah.
One thing that we're going to talk further about is how the Nation of Islam and the truth in the world, how it fashions us into becoming what we are. And I'm fortunate that I've been awake for a long time. So I've been watching myself go through history. Okay, for instance, in 1963, Martin Luther King, whose birthday is coming up this Monday, I went to see him at the a black church in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I was very, very impressed by him. And then in 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated. Now, at that time, I did not know who Malcolm X was. I didn't even know he was assassinated. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Okay. Now, but in 1966, I was given a scholarship out of nowhere. They came looking for black students, and they gave us tests, and I passed this test, I guess. And so in September 1966, I went full scholarship to a white prep school in New Hampshire, Phillips Exeter Academy. Now, in January of 1967, in my first sophomore year, my brother, who lives in New York, sent me a copy of the autobiography of Malcolm X. Now, imagine being in New Hampshire, snow on the ground, and white folks all around, and then reading the autobiography of Malcolm X. And when he got in that book to the part where he said Elijah Muhammad said the white man is the devil, a made devil race. Oh my God. I went downstairs at the lunchroom that morning and stood up, and I told all of them, I said, I found out that you are the devil, and I will not work for you, and I will not work with your fathers. Okay. So from my sophomore to my senior year, it was just, me pit bull biting every cracker I could with my tongue. So anyhow, I get to Columbia University, studied economics. And then I went to the temple, which the temple in New York City is right across the park, Morningside Park, from Columbia University. So I walked through Morningside Park and went to temple number 7. I did not know who Farrakhan was. And he spoke, and it was fiery, of course. And I joined. Underneath Minister Farrakhan in 1971. But then, because Elijah Muhammad said that we needed people in engineering and agriculture and architecture and things like that, I was at Columbia University, studied economics. Now, I did not know the importance of economics to the building of a nation at that time. So I went back to North Carolina and transferred to North Carolina A&T State University, where I got a degree in 1976 in agricultural economics. Now, at that time, I had planned to go and work at the farm in Georgia. But by the time I graduated, the farm was closed down and they had sold off all the equipment. So I had to change my career plans again. So I went on to get my PhD from Michigan State. And a brother came up to me while I was at Michigan State, said, do you know that the Nation of Islam, it started again in 1984? I said, no, I didn't know that. Because when I left the Nation of Islam, well, actually, I didn't leave the Nation of Islam in 1997. What happened was Warfdeen destroyed the Nation of Islam and said that we were no longer going to build a black nation. Well, I joined to build a black nation, heaven on earth, not die to go to a Christian heaven or a Muslim heaven after I was dead. So I went back to the streets, and I wasn't coming back out the streets until Minister Farrakhan started rebuilding the nation, and then I watched him from afar because he'd been there, done that. And I wouldn't listen to Minister Farrakhan's voice because I knew the power of his voice. I didn't know then that was his rod. He only had a rod. I didn't know that was his rod, but I know that that's the voice that captured me the first time. So I would read the paper, read his writings, but I wouldn't listen to his voice. Okay. But then they resurrected Malcolm in 1991 in preparation for the movie to come out in 1992 called Malcolm X. And when I saw this, as they was promoting the movie, started in 1991, I said, they raising up Malcolm to fight the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I said, they got nobody that can touch him. Why you gonna bring up Malcolm? So that's when I decided to watch. When Minister Farrakhan did something special, one day I get into it, in 1993, exactly 28 years after Malcolm was assassinated in 1965, he did something that made me realize that he was the Messiah. I didn't tell everybody he was Messiah because he didn't say at that time that he was Messiah. But I grew up with him because I knew who he was. Okay? And then, like I said, I couldn't work at the farm because it wasn't a farm anymore. And lo and behold, he saw the 3-year economic savings program, and I was asked to actually run the farm. So here, 19 years later, I'm running the farm that I thought I would be working at in 1976. So I knew then that I was being guided. Okay? And when COVID came out, he said, wait a minute, what they got to do it? When COVID came out, because of me working on the farm in Georgia, right through the beginning of the process of the genetic modification of the crops, I knew that the enemy was going to come through genetic modification to kill our people. So I'm studying all I can about genetic modification, waiting on him. So I knew he was coming down my road. And he came down my road. But then Minister Ava asked me and some other brothers and sisters on the research team to start studying and writing articles on COVID and the vaccines. Well, people said, what you know about vaccines? You ain't no medical doctor. I've been studying on this thing for 15 years.
Right.
Okay? Because I knew they was coming down that road. And so now we come to the present. And now Minister Farrakhan blocked the shots, especially in Africa. Him blocking the shots in Africa made Africa a control group. So now only 6% of the Africans took the shots, but 80 to 90% of the Israelis took the shots, 80 to 90% of the Europeans took the shots, 80% of Americans took the shots. So now we have a chance to see the effect of those who took the shot versus those who did not take the shot. And those who did not take the shot are doing better than those who took the shot. And the increased mortality is among the countries that took the shot. So now they have to start World War III to hide the fact that they gave their people a poison that was designated for us. So that's who I am. I'm just a person who's been guided by Allah for a long time in my life, did not know I was being guided, did not know what I was doing most of the time, but it all fits together. And this is where it's going to be with us in the hereafter. We just going to fit together. It's not going to be no fussing and arguing, me making you do this and making you do that. You're going to do what you want to do, and it's happened to be the exact thing that I want you to do, but I didn't tell you to do it. That's how it's going to be. So that's who I am. I'm just a nut in the woods. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you, Dr. Risley. I'm moving this paper in front of the camera. You know, I usually start from the headline. Well, I actually did with the cover story, you know, but usually when I go into the headlines for the Final Call newspaper, I normally start from the cover and then go through, flip the pages. And that's good. That's okay. But Dr. Risley, as I was listening to you, one thing that you, I wanted to go to the depopulation section, the special section, the United States policy of depopulation. Now, everyone, I'll be going into the called digital edition. If you have it, open it up, flip the pages there on your own. You may have seen it already. You can go to finalcall.com, finalcalldigital.com to see what we're speaking about. And again, I will have that up, inshallah, God willing. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and out here in the South, we say same. So the scourge of biological and chemical weapons in America. That's on page 9.
Yes.
I really need to go ahead and get it up so I can look straight ahead. And I want to look here with you all. The scourge of biological and chemical weapons in America. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad goes into the here.
Minister Farrakhan.
Minister Farrakhan. You see,
Yes.
this is why I need to pull it up, because I like flipping through the pages of the final call here. So I will pull that. But Dr. Ridgely, continue
You want me to read the first paragraph?
help yourself, please. Rescue me, if you will.
Okay. On August 20th, 1998, following a limited meeting of President Bill Clinton and 6 of his advisors, the world was surprised by a missile attack on a pharmaceutical plant in the Sudan. According to a September 1st, 1998 New York Times article by Tim Weiner and James Risen, the purpose of greater secrecy of the small group was to prevent leaks. This attack was somehow combined with an attack in Afghanistan aimed at Osama bin Laden in retaliation for the 2 U.S. embassy bombings in East Africa. They said that Osama bin Laden was then living in the Sudan. Okay. Now, this was in the Time Must Be Done, the 37th part of the 58-week series. Now, the final call is what I call it, is the newspaper of record. When you read it from the final call, you can be assured that that happened and that we have vetted it and checked it. But sometimes you never know why that story is important at the time that we put it in the paper. So this was put in the paper in September of 2013. Something that happened in August 20th of 1998 that the minister mentions in his presentation. Now, fast forward. When I was studying on the shots, the COVID-19 and the shots, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us to look for remedies for the shots. I mean, not before the remedies for the COVID, so that people would not have to take the shots. Now, one of those was ivermectin, and the other was hydroxychloroquine. Now, I did not know until I started studying that what they were producing in the Sudan up to 1998 was hydroxychloroquine, because that's what they used to fight malaria. So Sudan was making the hydroxychloroquine for themselves and other African countries to fight malaria. Now, I didn't know this until studying it, that when the first SARS-CoV-1 came out, they tested hydroxychloroquine and it killed SARS-CoV-1. So when SARS-CoV-2 came out, they made you think that hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin were harmful, were worthless, were bad. They knew better because they bombed the plant in Africa that produced hydroxychloroquine that most of the Africans in the malaria-stricken region were taking. They knew that if they were taking that shot, taking the hydroxychloroquine, they would not need the shot. So they had to bomb the plant, talk bad about ivermectin to keep the people away from what they knew would kill COVID-19. So this is why the final call is so important. You might not understand everything, but you read it and you keep it in your head, in your house, because one day something's going to click for you. So, now that's why that happened then. This is what's happening now. Therefore, what has Mr. Farrakhan got to say about what's going to happen in the future? Because it seems like he's always a step ahead of the enemy. Mm-hmm. Okay? So this is why the final call is important. But a problem that the final call has is that in the back of the final call newspaper is the solution to the problem. But people don't want to do the solution, which is separation. So they don't want to read information that will lead them to separation Because they don't want to do it. Why they don't want to do it? Because they're scared. They gonna blow us up like they did in Tulsa. We done got lazy and soft. We want to do no hard work. We got some soft pie jobs, some of us, and we want to stay there, let everybody else do all the fighting. And like one of my paper customers said, when y'all win, come get me so I can get my condo. So that's what we're up against. But for those of us who already are believers, stay into the final call, into your lessons and into the world, into the news, and you will see that Allah is in fact behind and backing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, and you. So while everybody is going crazy, scared to death, don't know what to do, we have instructions on what to do, and we have a disciplined nation of people who can help us do that so that we all can get through this ring of fire. And as Martin Luther King finally said, it seems like I have gotten us into a burning house. So come into the Nation of Islam so we can show you how to get out of that burning house.
Thank you, Dr. Richland. Thank you, Dr. Richland. You see, we have a question there from at Muhammad 007. I need these glasses, everyone. Dr. Risley, perchance, do we know how many Black Americans took the shot?
Okay, the statistics say 40%. However, listen to me very carefully. You know, Black people ain't stupid. The Chinese were selling paperwork that you can buy this paperwork and turn it in and though you had the shot, faking that you took the shot. So I don't know how many Blacks did that. I don't know how many ball players did that to get out of taking the shot. But according to the CDC and the Johns Hopkins University, they say 40% of Black Americans took the shot.
Thank you, Dr. Ridgely.
Okay, excuse me, let me say this. The first shot.
The first of many. Okay, go ahead.
Now what's happening is you're supposed to take a series of shots.
That's right.
But now ain't nobody at all hardly taking the shots, black, white, green, or yellow. And therefore, the effects of the first shot, if it didn't kill you right away, is slow acting. But now that the hydroxychloroquine is available, ivermectin is available, people are taking these things that will get that spike protein out of your system. So by not taking any more shots, even those people who took the shot, if they go by those protocols, they can detox themselves from those shots.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. My endeavor was to pull up, and I have it right now. Let's get it here. Make sure no personal information. That's okay. This is I don't know if you found it in the viewing audience, but this is what he is referring to in part. Yeah, special section, the United States policy of depopulation. You can get information there. You see it www.noi.org/vaccine/. Sister Attorney Pamela, any comment? Thank you, Dr. Ridgely, and thank you for your question, viewer. Any question or any comment about that, Attorney Pamela, as we get ready to go, flipping through. We're gonna, go back and forth with it as we seek for the headlines.
You know what? So Dr. Ridgely is always so deep in his analysis, and the connection to the spiritual just really jumped out at me. So just to reference an article that we all should read in this final call is the article by Brother Jabril Muhammad, which is entitled, "Do You Really Believe in Divine Prophecy?" And, I read through it, need to read through it some more, but this idea that the truths that were revealed, and we're living in the truths now, the manifestation of what these divine men in our midst have told us, and the Bible coming to life and the Quran. I just thought about that, Dr. Ridgely, as you revealed some of what you talked about, the truths that the minister gives us, and then history and circumstances and current events bear witness to what he said. So before it even happened. So again, I just suggest that we all read that article by Brother Jabril entitled, "Do You Really Believe in Divine Prophecy?"
Thank you, Sister Pamela. And as you see, we have the audience engagement. And so we're going to, as we continue with the headlines, we're going to take their questions and comments. And thank you all. There's one there. You know, we're fluid, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Back, forth, and forth. Let's.
Right.
I said I needed my glass, Attorney Pamela. Here, y'all got to help me out, brother. You mentioned southern states to live, but which states? Technically, Maryland is a southern state.
Well, just take your pick. Because, listen to me very carefully, a lot of white people took the shots. So we start moving into an area, and as they say, we don't die, we multiply. Go to, and we said we need to have what? Access to the coast. We don't want to be directly on the coast. And we want to go to the areas where there's predominantly Black populations to start off with, so that we can bring in more into those states, into those counties, that we can begin to take over those counties politically, county by county. Because you're not going to have safety or economic development until you are the one who writes the laws and controls the implementation of the laws, because they will do mischief by means of the law. And you will set up a business, and then they will come in and they'll make an ordinance that you can't do that business no more. So you want to be able to have some type of political control to sustain your economic development. So it's wise to look at those states and at those counties that already have a large Black population. And then you choose one of them to move to and get it active in that community. So 4, 5, 6 years later, you can run for office and to take that county. And don't go in there in the beginning trying to take over. Okay, that ain't going to happen. You have to first entrench yourself in that county with those people, and then they will look to you for leadership. So that's how Mr. Farrakhan said it may take us 50 years to take over these states. But hey, you do how they need to live, you're going to live longer so you can participate. And don't be so selfish. It'll be there for your grandchildren. Or do you want them to go through what you're going through now? So stop being selfish. Well, I ain't going to be here. You ain't here now. Actually, you're living in a dream world. You're in the matrix. You ain't in control of nothing. You don't understand nothing. You're scared of everything. So at least work towards being free to set the other ones free, the children free, the grandchildren free. And it's happening already. Black folks is moving back to the South. Many Black people already have land owned by family members that they're coming back to. It's just what we already have built. We'll run out of it. And now we're going back to it. So the reverse Underground Railroad is in effect. Just find those counties, mostly in the South. Maryland has a lot of Black counties too. And then take over. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Dr. Ridgely. Thank you for that, and thank you for the question, Liam Harris. Okay, so as we continue, Sister Attorney Pamela, I'm going to bring you back in. I have a question of my own and really a remark too. And we have a very special guest. Put her on the spot, but she will be here. She answered the call as she always does. And when you see her, you will understand. Those of you who already know her, and once you get to hear her, Some of you may have interacted with her out and about in the land, but you will understand what I'm saying when she dropped everything and she took the call. So thank you, sister, who will be joining us shortly. A very beautiful special guest. Dr. Richley, do I have Sister Pamela back there? You go. That question is done. As you're speaking about that, now we are turning to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's article in the Final Call newspaper. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., do you see it? Let me present it. Thank you. Here it is. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., not a dreamer, but a man evolving toward a common goal for his people. When you were speaking, Dr. Ridgely, you brought that to mind for me because people really believed that Dr. King, all he had was a dream. Yeah, sure, a vision, but it was economics. Go into that for me, please, if you will. And Sister Attorney Pamela, of course, you as well, please jump in here. I just want to make sure that we represent, because as you may have said it already earlier in the show, but I'm certainly saying it now as we're looking at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the cover story about the real hardcore Dr. King, like the one who really threw down the gauntlet, economics. It's all about economics. And when he began talking about, hitting them in the pocket, probably my perception, and I'm saying it would be like hit him in the pocket, then that's when it became a problem. But he very specifically said things to do, and I will play, by the grace of Allah, what Dr. King said at some point. So I'm going to go and get that now. It bears getting. So would you talk about that,
Yes.
Dr. Risley, and read some of that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
You too, Attorney Pamela. I'm sorry, I'm saying Dr. Ridgely.
Okay.
It's not like I'm different. You're here too, but I'm just like, I want Dr. Ridgely to take that economic piece.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is part of the article. It said the enemy's plans of instituting police measures against youth is street organizations. Dr. King also said of government, quote, the demands in Congress and the administration for police measures as the primary solution are a sick echo of the solutions proposed as long ago as 1919 in Washington riots. Now, there's a picture of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Martin Luther King talking at the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's house in 1966. And as you said, Dr. King was moving more towards economics. Now, in 1968, the Poor People's March, he was setting that up before they killed him in April. And at that, he said that he was coming with us and put up tents in DC in the mall, and we weren't leaving until we got our check. You hear me? Our check, meaning that we was going to demand reparations. And then they killed him in April of 1968. And now they taking you back to 1963 before he woke up completely, and he was just talking about, I have a dream. But by 1968, he had a scheme to implement that dream. And then that's when they killed Martin Luther King.
Yes, and Dr. Ridgely, I thought that quote of Dr. King that you referenced regarding the demand for Congress and the administration of police measures as the primary solution, that's sick. That was something that I think really troubled Dr. King and is so prophetic in how today we see this with our children, because in this article by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it is really focused on the youth. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talks about the steps. We take the proper steps to save our youth and how our youth are suffering. And so when we look at the increase in police surveillance and the impact of how we were poor, the communities have been deprived after 450 years of slavery and the Jim Crow and, the unemployment, the prison complex that's been instituted. But all this enemy wants to do is move in with police power. And so I think Dr. King's reference to that, along with also the minister brings up in this article, the crisis. He talks about Dr. King's speech entitled "The Crisis in America's Cities," an analysis of social disorder and a plan of action against poverty, discrimination, and racism in urban America. And, so then he talks about Victor Hugo's quote and how Victor Hugo talked about the conditions of darkness and how when people are forced to live in these horrible conditions, that are these, you got these police, these slave catchers really burning. And those are my quotes, no real enrichment, no investment of our tax dollars for our benefit. The minister talks about how the taxes are taken from us, but are they really used for us? And so I think really appreciating, as the title of the final call talks about, appreciating Dr. King, which appreciation means recognizing the full worth so we can actually get some good direction from what some of these people who had done these experiments were trying to tell us. And that's what the enemy does. He likes to distort and to falsely paint and water down someone's image to whereas all we're talking about is a dream, and that the Dr. King was about so much more than that. I just wanted to really quick give two legal issues that I think really support this police mindset. When we talk about the schools and we talk about the increase of incarceration, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan even talks about in this article, the pipeline. School is the pipeline to the prison. So we know that Black youth, they face exclusionary discipline in schools. And I think it's very important to know that this surveillance and these security strategies, they ensure that our students are constantly monitored. You have metal detectors, drug sniffing dogs. And one of the things I thought was very important is how this is so intentional. And there are studies that talk about how Black is associated with criminality. And so when you're seeing our children surveilled and actually picked out, it's because personnel believe, and this is a quote from a study, personnel believe that Black students are more disruptive, more delinquent. Educators' stereotypes link Blackness to misbehavior. Defiant students were most likely to be expect future problems when they're Black students. So that type of stereotypical mentality that is pervasive in our schools is really forming the basis of school. Why do we still have our children here? This is the direct police surveillance that Dr. King was talking about. And I just wanted to bring up, Sister Charlene, if I could, the other article I think in the final call that speaks to this is the immigration crackdown, the targeting of the Somalis in Minneapolis. And it's such a wonderful article written by Sister Anissa. But again, I think it talks about this whole police state where we know that recently the U.S. government's latest crackdown on immigration. We saw January 7th where a lady was actually shot and killed by a ICE employee is what they're called. And, I believe looking at what the mayor said. He said, they are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos in our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. This is what the Minneapolis mayor, Jacob Trace, said. And just finally, I wanted to just raise the issue that U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar, she's out of Minnesota. She said that this presence of federal agents are the newest phase of a militarized racial terror. So just like our children are targeted because they're Black, now we see these Somalian immigrants who, targeted, again, Black people. So this is something that does speak to our need to separate, because we can't continue to be firefighters. I think Brother James, and he did another great article, When the House is on Fire, What Should Be Done, quoting some of Dr. King's speech regarding how he felt like he was in a burning house and how we thought we could be firefighters and put out all the horrible racism. But at some point, as Brother James quotes, especially when you look at slave incarceration rates at 5 times the rate, Black people versus white people, you look at the median wealth of Black people being $44,000 compared to $285,000 for white households in 2022. So Brother James Muhammad, in his article, he ends it by saying, when a fire rages out of control, firemen must get out of the house. So I just kind of wanted to chime in with some of those articles from the final call.
Yeah, sister, that's right. First thing, you better get out of the house and get you a pick of fire hose.
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't be in there blowing at it with a whistle. Okay, now if we take a larger perspective on what's going on with these raids, they're going door to door. And remember, Minister Farrakhan warned us.
I was trying to catch it.
That they was going to come into our communities and start going door to door. Now, walk with me a little bit, okay? Who let all the immigrants into the house? And then where did they put the immigrants, especially this last set of immigrants in the last 4 or 5 years? They put them on buses and sent them straight into the Black community. Matter of fact, some of them, they put them in old schools that have been shut down in the Black community. They bring the immigrants and they put them in those schools and give them money and all types of stuff. And now, so the Democrats did that. So here comes the Republicans saying, well, now I'm going to clean them all up. Oh, it just so happens that these people are in our community and they look like us. So they can always say, oh, we made a mistake when we grabbed your daughter, we grabbed your son.
That's right.
We were trying to get the immigrants. But that was the excuse because the American government, listen very carefully, we might not understand the power that Minister Farrakhan's words are having on the military people. The government of the United States is no longer sure that those Black soldiers in the military are going to come into the Black community and shoot us down. So what they're doing is they're bringing in a whole new group of mercenaries, guys as federal agents, trained in Israel, okay, sent back in our communities to gun us down and gun down poor white folks as well, because they want to get a race war started if they can. But Black folks, instead of going out throwing bricks and getting shot down, we doing line dancing, okay? So now they got to get the whites to kill one another. So they kill this white woman. They want to have a civil war to have the excuse of shooting down the people, causing martial law, and removing the constitutional rights and removing the 2026 elections. Okay? So if you just follow the line and have the perspective given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and by Minister Farrakhan and the information that we're getting in the Final Call newspapers, you begin to tie these things together and you can see what they're getting ready to do next. So Black people, line dance while you can, but you better get your behind down to some land.
I'm a line dance to my land. Because
line dance on your land with a hole in your hand to fight them weeds in your roads.
Right. I guilty as charged. I have been line dancing this weekend. Thanks to my cousin Sean, but thank you, Dr. Rizzi, because I know you're being very serious, but you crack me up. Thank you, Attorney Pamela. Any comment? Because we're going to get to our special guest, and everyone, we will be coming to your remarks. As you see, I put something up and I hear Dr. Risley's handsome face, and we don't want to do that. So, Sister Attorney Pamela, any comment on what he said before we move on? And we can come back to these. Once we move on, we can continue this through the final call. Yes, ma'am, Sister Pamela, anything before we?
Well, I want to say, Sister Charlene, I definitely, believe that separation is, of course, the solution, and the best and the only solution. And also teaching our children. That was one of the quotes from Sister Anisa's article from Brother Demetric, as well as someone she was interviewing, and they raised the importance of us teaching, using to get back to using teaching of Black families and using our own institutions as teaching mechanisms, because we're being cut off, suppressed speech in the schools, and our children, they don't know. So I think that's a really big issue that we need to do, as well as creating opportunities to share the history and the knowledge and the wisdom of the elders with the young. They should be in churches and mosques. They should be in households. They should be in Sunday schools, vacation Bible schools, and the Muhammad University of Islam, Afrocentric charter schools. And that's in Sister Alnisa's article, Reclaiming the Real Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. amid efforts to erase and sanitize his legacy. So I think, along with us not spending so much time line dancing, I think we have to embrace our children and bring them back into the fold of our wisdom.
Leave my dancing alone.
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying.
Leave me alone with my line. Thank you. Sister Pamela, I got to tell you, I'm trying to catch you. I'm behind. As I say, I'm on the ones and twos and behind the board. So I'm trying to catch up to your articles. But at any rate, thank you for that, Dr. Risley. Any point? Because I see you.
No, I'm waiting on your special guest.
I know. I thank you for keeping me on point. Okay. Well, I guess it's my turn, huh? Okay, Here we go. Thank you, everybody, for being patient as I did that thing, but now I'm going to do this other thing, which is highlight my own article. And so, do for self, our own article, which I was privileged to write. Do for self or suffer the consequences amid additional proposed cuts to FEMA staff. Community preparedness is key to survival. Sister Pamela, would you mind reading the first two paragraphs of that for me, just so that I can pull in our guests? Because I'm looking here and I want to look at you, the audience. I want to give you my attention.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So the article begins, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the eternal leader of the Nation of Islam, forewarned Black people in the United States that we cannot and should not rely on the government or white people to take care of or save us, and that we must do for self. In his book, Message to the Black Man in America, on page 169, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad writes, we must remember that we just cannot depend on the white race ever to do that which we can and should do for self. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, you went so fast. Sister Pamela, I can't use you next time. You've gone so fast. I just have
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
One says, we have been warned.
I'm like, before I can get to
That's
the
what she
page,
said.
you're like, pew. So, but we should be fast,
Yes, ma'am.
not fast tail, so to speak, but fast. So, at any rate, oh, did I just say that?
And you have to, while you're going where you going, Sister Charlene, on your article, the picture is of the damaged and demolished property in the neighborhoods in St. Louis. And it is entitled Cleanup is Still Ongoing After an EF3 tornado tore through the St. Louis area on May 16th, 2025, causing 5 fatalities and injuring 38 people. And I just want to bear witness, because I've been able to view much of that devastation, in the white neighborhoods, predominantly white neighborhoods where the wealthy were. They have shrink wrapped roofs on their property. Their property is very much on its way to being 80 to 90%, whereas Black communities look as if the tornado happened yesterday, and people are suffering. And so I just wanted to add that.
Let me add something to that. This is another game that they play, in that they sit and wait on a natural disaster or something like that.
Right.
And then they come in and they fix up the white side of town, but not the Black side of town. And you wind up having to sell your property because you can't afford to fix it up.
Absolutely.
So that's how they're also able to take properties, is just wait for the scourges of time or some type of natural disaster. And then they come in and they take that property. And you say, well, it's a cause of the storm, like they did with Katrina down there in New Orleans. The 80% of the homes the Black folks were owned in New Orleans. So they came through, and then they used that quote unquote natural disaster to have an opportunity to strip that land and take it over and put them in another Disneyland or something of that sort. So this is how they play. So we're at constant war, and they're waiting for you to make a mistake. They put us on the edge of the cliff, and then they wait for something swift to happen to knock us off the cliff and say, we didn't knock them off the cliff, but you put me there.
That's right.
You put me there knowing the possibilities are great that I get knocked off the cliff. And that way you can kill us without the finger being pointed directly at you, unless you have somebody like Minister Farrakhan and the Final Call newspaper to keep showing you up as the dirty hand, hidden hand behind the scourge.
That's right.
Thank you, Dr. Ridgely. And with that, everyone, we will bring in now, I would say drum roll, but we don't need it. Sister Christina Muhammad. You might have thought you all might have thought I was going to say Sister Christina Parks. Sister Christina Parks is on my mind right now. But Sister Christina Muhammad, assalamu alaikum and welcome. Okay, let's see.
Walaikum salam. Doing?
Oh, there you go. We're doing well, ma'am. How about yourself? I am. It looks like they're doing good to me.
That's right. All praises due to Allah. I'm doing well by the grace of Almighty God, Allah only.
Wonderful. Well, she is one of the expert voices that we spoke to for this article. And Sister Christina, her husband, Brother Reginald Muhammad, family team with the 10,000 Fearless in Austin, Texas, are really doing a great job. They get on the ground. Just when disaster strikes, they're there, right there. And as a matter of fact, they're able to be there because they are prepared. I normally would say, and I've said it before, Sister Christina and Brother Reginald and the team, they respond they react like that, like, oh my God, something happened. They're right there, but it's not actually a reaction. It's forethought. They're already prepared, and I don't know how they do it. I marvel at them. I know how, I know it's by God's grace, but to see it. Yeah, but to see it in action is just a beautiful beautiful thing. So, Sister Christina, would you please tell people a little bit more about yourself briefly, and then take us into what you shared with the article in terms of just what you're seeing, you and your team or the team are seeing on the ground, and just bearing witness to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You see it up close and personal.
Yes, praise
Thank
be to
you.
Allah. Thank you. I like to open up in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, and I truly bear witness that there is only one God who appeared to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed, surpass the exalted Christ and his words and what he has left us and what he keeps on teaching us on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is a soldier today, the strongest soldier that is battling in the field. We talk about war. That is the strongest soldier that I know of today. And I'm so thankful for all three of those first responders, Master Fard Muhammad being the first responder. I have to always say, I like to greet all of you with the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So I am Sister Christina Muhammad. I am the coordinator, whatever word you want to call it. Title doesn't mean a thing. I am an obedient soldier. And I have to say that I am who I am. I cannot take the credit for having a forethought, sister. I'm just an obedient soldier. I wouldn't know anything about disaster preparedness if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Hands
It
down.
was him that said, watch the weather. It
Yeah.
was him that says something was coming. It was him that pointed out in the scripture that something wicked this way come. It was him that told us who makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. It was him. And by listening and being obedient to him, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, all praises belong to Allah. I'm able to find in the teachings where he says and what needs to be done. That's exactly what I do. I hear and I obey. And I tell you, brothers and sisters, this time, this day and time is a time like none before. And we say that on multiple levels. It's a time like never before. But we're actually watching the pages. We're watching the black print fall off of the pages. Bible, whatever book you want to bring, all of the words are coming off the page of the book. This is what is taking place. And, we talk a lot about, FEMA and, oh my goodness, FEMA, they're cutting the budgets down, and oh my God, FEMA is disappearing, and what are we gonna do? Oh my goodness gracious, I have to say, the only FEMA that I've ever known is F, Farrakhan, E, Elijah, M, Master Fard Muhammad, and A for all three of those together. That is the only FEMA that I've ever depended on since I've been in the nation of Islam for 30 years. Now we look at the word FEMA. We know that it's the Federal Emergency Management Agency. But how can you manage something? Manage, the definition of managing is a process of dealing or controlling things. How can you manage something that you know nothing about? You don't know who makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. So none of them can manage any of this thing that is taking place, because it is God himself that is setting up the atmosphere today. So if God himself is setting up the atmosphere today, you got to have a believer. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us that he will send saviors. Then what is a savior? A savior will be one that has the information that was given. How do you know except you have a teacher? The teacher is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who was taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I can go on, but I will let you know, sister, it is a very dark hour.
Yes.
We look at all of this and we can go back to last year, November 1st, when there was not a threat. They took the SNAP benefits from the people. And you've seen just lines and people waiting, trying to figure out, what am I going to eat? Oh my goodness, I don't have money. Imagine you just been working for these major corporations and all of a sudden it's just cutting. You find yourself in the food line. And all along you had money, but we've seen people, it didn't matter how much the person made, you saw all types of people standing in the food line. So looking at all that and hearing the words of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we knew that we must hear and obey. And that's exactly what we did, my sister. We went straight into the scripture when Jesus said, Peter, you love me? Peter, do you love me? Peter, do you love me? Then he said, what? Feed my sheep. And that is exactly what we have been doing. All praises be to Allah. We've been feeding the sheep. And there's much more disasters that's actually coming, but we just gonna have to be ready, dear sister.
Thank you. I'm here. You know, you all fired up. I really want to get these images, but you're painting them yourselves. Go ahead, Dr. Ridgely. Thank you, Sister Christina.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you.
I heard you.
You know, it's an opportunity for those of us who can see to prove to our people that we know. In other words, we're there to help you now. Even though you mocked us, we're here to help you now. And we were prepared to help you some more. But guess what? We know it's coming. It's more of it is coming. Now we want you to prepare yourself this time better. We're here to help you now because we believe. And now we want to make you believe to get ready the next time. We have to, more and more people now are having gardens and small farms. It's really almost ridiculous how many people are having gardens and how many people are getting into farming. How many people are going back into the kitchen to learn how to cook, to learn how to can. It's like, snap some people awake. I don't know who was teaching Trump. That was dumb. You had the black woman in your back pocket, giving her free food, let her get fat and lazy. But now you just scared her to life. Now she's going, they even in the swimming pools, swimming around now because they can't jump around. They're swimming around because what? They got to get back in shape. They're doing line dances to get back in shape. They realize that, hey, this thing here is serious. So I say, all praise is due to Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And like Minister Farrakhan said, Satan is even working for Master Farad Muhammad now.
Come on.
So Trump is doing his thing, but guess what? He is causing us to get out the rain. All praise is due to Allah.
Thank you, Dr. Ridgely. Sister Christina, give Dr. Ridgely. Cut it out. Because I was a line dancer. Okay. What should I say? I'd rather line dance. Should I say this, audience? I'd rather be on a line dance than a pole dance, Dr. Ridgely.
Oh, you had to go there. That's funny.
She went there.
She went there. But you know what's funny about the line dancing? I gotta say this. It's so funny. That's funny. They start off slow, right? This one of them starts off slow. They said, "Bring in the cats," and then they jump around, then they slow it back down. Because you see, we can't keep it that you can't keep up that rate for so long because we so
Come on now. Come on.
It's like going up and down the emotional scale.
You know what I mean? But it's step by step, we cheating our way back into shape.
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay?
That's right.
All praises due to Allah. I mean, I'm enjoying this movie. I don't eat popcorn, but I might have to get me some.
Come on now.
This is a good movie to watch. Everything is jumping to the tune of Master Farad Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, and Minister Farrakhan. And like they told Minister Farrakhan to be quiet for a minute. Stay there. I'm gonna make your enemies your footstool.
Come on now.
Dr.
Ridgely, you talked about the line dancing. You all are laughing about the line dancing, but if we really look into it, these line dances are teaching our people how to hear and obey their way. You do what I do. You watch what I do. Then you have to do it. Not just do it, but you got to do it in sync with everybody else. It's like our drill, right?
Right.
We're going left pays, right pays, about pays. That is their way to get their discipline. So once they hear the teachings and Allah applies that pressure that is right here at the doorstep, at least we know they know how to hear and obey. So when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan give the cadence, give the instructions, our people be line dancing all in a straight line.
Listen,
We drill in the front, and we falling right behind. Let's go.
that's right. I to your point, Sister Christina.
Don't say too much now, because you know when you tell them they're doing the right thing, they're gonna change up. But go ahead.
You know, okay, listen. There's so much I want to say to both of you, all of you, but Dr. Rizzi, you're right. All of you, Sister Christina, to your point, it's unity. It shows that, you know, when I see it, I'm like, whoa, look at this.
Come on.
That's right.
I think I was thinking the resurrection, but I'm like, whoa, look at this. It's unity.
Unity.
You know, because there used to be a time where you can step on my shoe.
Come on now.
Well, first of all, the Million Man March took care of that. Let's be clear about that, right? We saw that glimpse of heaven. So we saw that. With that said, post-March, it almost appeared that the violence kicked up so much so that he had to call for justice or else.
Come on.
Yep.
So then, but as we know, as it is said, you know, when God speaks, you know, his day is 1,000 years. It'll come to pass, right? So you couldn't do that. Don't step on my tennis shoe. Right now, as our brother Marquise Henri, brother Marquise Muhammad, who has Flag Universe out of Los Angeles. It's based in Los Angeles, but he's national. I'm looking for him to be worldwide. And God willing, brother Marquise, if you're listening, I look forward to having you on Liberated Sisters. But, you know, make all men and boys join the FOI. Well, his program is by and run by FOI, right? So join the FOI, and he's doing a great job. And so why did I bring him up? Stay focused. Marquise, what was I saying? Y'all help me out. It's the brain fog.
Line
I said before that I lost the thought. I want to finish it. What was I saying? Brother Marquise, I brought him up. Talk too much. Help me, producer.
Well, when you're talking, listen, 1995 was the Million Man March, right?
Yes, the march.
2001, listen very carefully, 2001 was 9/11.
That was it. Thank you,
that destroyed that coalition between the Christian preachers and the Nation of Islam.
Thank
they
you.
made the Muslims a pariah.
Come on.
So it didn't just happen that we went crazy, went back into the streets and got all negative.
Right.
They did that.
That's
by
right.
making the world believe that we was the problem. The Muslims were the problem. And it made our people scared to be associated with us.
Right.
Okay. And then without being associated with the light, they went back into the darkness. Okay. So again, these people, whenever something happens, they sit back and plan how to benefit from it and to make us not benefit. If it's good, they figure out how to make it bad. If it's bad, they make it good for them and worse for us. Because we have to understand that these people, not only do they not like us, they don't like themselves and the God that made them weak beside us. And so when they see us, they hate our shadow.
Come on.
They hate our shadow. So the only way to live in peace with them is to leave them. And I said to Negroes, if you want, you like white people, well, do them a favor. Get from amongst them. Because as long as they see you not aging the way they're aging, they're going to hate your guts. So let them age by themselves. And we go to ourselves and stay young. If you really, really want to help white folks, if you love white folks, leave them alone. Let them get old by themselves. And you go with us, your own self, and stay young. Because you at 70 like them at 40. Okay? Right. They got the same eyes that you got. When they see you and look in the mirror and see themselves. So listen, separation is the best and only solution for both races.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But also, doctor, that is a self-esteem thing. See, when the black man and woman raise up and know who we are and whose we are, and we start shining and moving in the light and the purpose that we're supposed to do, we don't have to do anything. They're going to back up themselves.
That's right.
We are feared by this world. And I am so excited, and I cannot wait till we really, truly bring a united front together, because we're going to run. Whoever needs to be ran from out from under us, all of them will run, and we will rise just in a short time.
That's right.
Beautiful.
I think somebody put up social engineering.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
gonna get some questions and comments. I'm rocking and reeling back here. Like, come on, why y'all got quiet? And I'm just joking. Here we go. Let's get to some comments because you know,
Yeah.
we're blessed. We're
Well, you
just-
know what? So I wanna throw in a topic that I really think is a important issue as we see the movie Sinners being put on the big screen and getting the accolades. I think it was a genius movie. And I really like the part about the rural nature of the state of Mississippi being shown in its being one of the bigger producers of cotton, being, you know, one of the states that produce the beauty of our people, you know, in the music industry, but also seeing how those bloodsuckers, you know, were brought to the light of our people, Black people. And so I just think the movie was an excellent movie. And I believe that the couple, as they are portrayed, Director Coogler and his wife, I think they are showing Black excellence on the screen. And I think, too, that that's a light that is right now being shown, you know, in the movies. So I love the movie. So I love the movie.
You know, I tell you, no, I did. And my mother too. Hi, Mom. My mother, Dora Jane Bob. Did I say that the show was in honor of my cousin? I did. I want to dedicate this show to my mom too. Thank you.
So, you know, as we look at the beautiful people in states like Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia, our people who've all, you know, who've been there, I just want to give that a shout out. Because great hearts, in these southern states.
When I came down here to Georgia, I didn't know the number of Black people who had skills. They got nation building skills. Okay, they can build houses. They can run farms. They can do plumbing. Okay, they drive trucks. They have the skills. Many of us up north, only skill we got is making a blunt. You know what I'm talking about? But these people still have some skills because they had to have skills to survive.
That's right.
Come on.
What they need is some direction and some leadership through not teaching or talking to them as much as showing them. Once we put up one, listen very carefully. Once the Nation of Islam puts up one decent Muslim community,
come on now,
in the South, that we can showcase to them that we believe what we are saying, and show them how to do it.
That's right.
They're waiting for us. We need to pick a spot of 2 or 3. We need to come together. Since we're leaving those cities and moving back down south, let's move somewhere close together. And this is what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us to do in his study guide for the ministries. That you're supposed to buy up all the properties around the mosque and build a community.
Come on.
Okay. Now, once we do that one good time, and showcase that, then our people will follow. Because you know what other churches will do? Well, if they did that, we can do that too.
Come on now.
Next thing you know, be community sprinkled around a whole bunch of Black churches.
That's right.
They're waiting for us. We are the leaders. We can't push them. We got to pull them, show them, and then pull them. They will follow.
Absolutely. And you're right, Doc. You know, our people, when we talk about work and going back to the land, I believe we're afraid of that. We're afraid of that. You know, I know the scripture talks about we love a thing that we shouldn't love. And, you know, we hate a thing that we should love. We're in that. And I remember, you know, you and Sister Ann, y'all are, myself and my husband's, y'all are our heroes and sheroes. You know, we sit back and we watch what you all do, and you're feeding the nation. And we're so thankful for everything that you do. You know, not coming being a farmer, but I sat there and I watched your model and I said, you know what? We got to go and make some food. So we got out there on the land and we started trying to do it. And one little bud came up, a potato came out, and it was like, you know what? Praise be to Allah. Let's make more. Let's do it. But our people, when it comes to a systematic thinking, we're still back into that thought. oh, this is going to pass. This is going to pass. We're going to be okay. We don't have to have unity right now. I don't trust this person. I don't trust that person. So it's the trust that causes us to cease to be successful. So once we rise above those emotions and get back to the land and get to work and stay to work, we can grow ourselves out of this mental shackles that this world has put us in. So y'all keep pushing with someone. We're watching that. We're watching y'all. And I thank y'all.
You know, we thank you. And really, we are doing it. I'm doing it to repay Minister Farrakhan for putting the Honorable Elijah Muhammad back into my heart.
Yes. Praise be to
The
Allah.
War of Dean took him out. But Mr. Farrakhan put him back in. So I do whatever I can to help him. And farming helps him, then I do it. And I've made farming the greatest compliment I ever got from a young brother, young Muslim brother at the Savior's Day. And he came by our little booth and he said, you know, Dr. Richard, you made farming cool. What?
Ooh, yeah. Yes, sir.
A young black man saying farming is cool. I said, well, oh, praise to Allah. That's the best compliment I've ever been given. Let me tell you, it's hard to get us back on that land. But now it's happening. And then once you come out here and you see that first crop grow, you know, it is infectious. It is infectious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I want to say too, Dr. Ridgely, you know, of course, I really admire you all, you and Sister Ann, for all that you do. And of course, we're thankful because we get those crops and we do get that food supply. And I can remember my parents coming out of the South, they would send up food, you know, they would send up preserves that would be split up amongst the people. So the point to me is that, it's hard work, you know, hard work. Farming is hard work. But I think, and I just wanted to close on, I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say once that in our cities, living in these cities, many of us are just happy to be in the white man's playground because we don't own anything. We don't have real interests or, you know, we don't own anything here. We're not running anything here. We're just happy to be in the playground. And now that this is going down, we can't even afford to be a part of it. And we're just targets, you know, and death. I'm just going to say this really quick, you know, of our family that moved from the South to the Midwest and the North, more of them became victims of drug addiction and, you know, the lifestyles that they found in those cities than those of them who stayed in the South, where the living was a little bit more toward the earth and a natural existence. So I think it'll be good for us as we see this reverse migration to the South.
That's right.
Now, somebody wrote here, and I'm going to talk about it. No one talks about how most Black folk are single and single women. The thought of her moving to the country with no male. How are you doing? How are you doing in the city with no male?
Ooh, come on. Come on.
At least when you're in the country, the number of possible attackers per square mile is less.
That's right. That's right.
You scared to come out your door because you don't know who is next door. Yeah. So yes, you are single because they have social engineered you to that position. All right. You can't get benefits unless if you have a black man in the house, you can't get no benefits.
That's right.
So you kick the black man out, and now you're scared because you don't have a man.
That's right.
And you're scared to go back to the land because you don't have a man, but you're scared to live in the city with these animals around you acting like they are men when they're actually just animals.
That's right.
They're turned into animals.
Right.
So you make the decision. You make the choice. But I know I'm safer out here with one cracker.
Come on.
Per 3 square miles.
Come on.
Than a bunch of gunslingers, drug dealers, police, now ICE.
Yes.
You scared to come out your house.
Come on.
So just do the math.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I'm sure about down again. Okay, y'all.
No, listen.
Okay.
I have so much that I want to say. so much. It's not fair. I want to talk with you guys, and I have so many questions I really want to ask. But to that, here, I think I have another one here. Single women.
That's the one I wrote.
Oh yeah, that's a big point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this person is saying how single women be traveling all around the country,
That's right.
and outside the country. I added that, and such. Doesn't seem to be any fear there.
Right. That's
LOL.
That's right.
Listen.
Okay.
The whole purpose of the KKK was to terrorize us. Now you got people living in New York who are still afraid to come back down south because of what their grandparents told them that happened back then, 60 years ago.
Right.
But like here in this county, we have a black mayor and we have the black sheriff. And the most important thing is you got a black sheriff.
That's right.
Sheriffs are very powerful. The sister in Philadelphia is letting you know how powerful the sheriff is. We got a black sheriff here in Terrell County. You got black sheriffs over here in Dougherty County. You got black sheriffs now in these different counties. That's why you need to study the counties and see which one is more applicable. Who is more progressive? Do they have a black mayor? Do they have a black city councilman? Do they have black police chief? Do they have black sheriff?
That's right.
That's how you go about choosing where you want to go. You don't want to go into the head of the KKK-ville.
That's right.
Even though it's probably safer than the head of the ice field up there where you at.
Absolutely.
But still, there are places that you should study to make a move. Yeah, people they're not afraid to go all over all over the country. And then when they get abducted or hurt, then they want to run for cover.
That's
you know,
right.
you can't have it both ways. We don't want to be free. We want to be loose.
That's right. Ready to our life. And remember, we're talking about a man that told us to come out of the city and go in to the country. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's words have not led us astray. So I would take the instructions first before I worry about who's coming with me.
Someone said,
it's cold-blooded. Leave them there.
Hey.
Many of our people, they're not moving out because they don't want to leave friends and family behind.
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay. But after a while, you're going to have to pick up and leave. I'm going to say this one little funny thing. My first wife is from New York. Her sisters hated my guts because I brought her down south. After married for 25 years, we divorced. And every last one of her sisters to move back down, that moved down south, be close to her.
That's right. You brought him in.
Yeah.
So I got history. I got personal history on that. Okay. No, they were against her coming down south, but then when they got me out rid of the picture, then they came down south too.
Yeah. Good point. And Brother Hoyle made a great point. I think he said something about how Black people really love to follow the trends of white people. Like it's not cool until they see whites are doing it. Yep. And I think as I'm sitting here looking at you, Sister Christina, I can't help but be reminded of that tragedy that happened in the Hill Country up there in Austin, where all those people were vacationing and on the reservoir when the river, what was that called? The river flooded immediately. But the point is that lots of white people are out in the open areas for sure. Those of them who are wise and, maybe want clean living for their families. So only us want to be in these little, sometimes we are living in these little ghettos surrounded by open enemies and spoiled food and all of that. So
absolutely.
Well, a lot of Brother Hoyle made a great point. That's really what I want.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, a lot of people see coming out of the city and going down south is being a loser.
Come on.
That's true.
That you can't make it in the city.
Right.
Okay? You weren't made to make it in the city. The only reason they opened the city up for you was to get you off the land. They had to burn you down south, and you go up north to work for their cousin.
Yes.
Okay, in their factories. Now they're taking the factories to China. So what are you going to do? You went up there for jobs. There are no more jobs.
That's right.
So what are you going to do? You can't make a job. You can't make a manufacturing plant.
Right.
Why don't you come back to where you can start and get with each other and do something for self and do trade and commerce with one another, like Minister Ava said we should do.
That's right.
We went to the big cities for the jobs. Now the jobs have moved to Mexico, China, India, everywhere else. They ain't making no more jobs for you.
No.
So let's come on back and let's make a job for ourselves.
That's right.
Get a black job. I know that was, they said that back then. Let's get you a black job. I just decided to leave the chat alone because y'all having all the fun, and so we're gonna. As a matter of fact, so that we're on time, I think I really do want to go and there's some comments and we can get that. I said leave it alone, but really I want to make sure that we address everybody who wanted to share something. So. And not all of them are questions. So I'll put those in. There was some further up. And how about that? Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So here we go.
Tech man. I'm the tech man.
No.
Well, you could talk until I come back.
Well, you can tell us to do that.
There you are.
Talk amongst yourself. No, here we go. Okay, because I don't want people to see me squinting. Well, here we go. Okay, here we go. What I miss. Let's start right there. Liam Harris said, "What I miss." tell them what they miss. Even though they've been here. No, they've been here. I went back to the top. I really go.
Well, look. Tell the cup when you can put the replay out.
There you go.
Put the replay out tomorrow, and you will get all that you missed.
Liam Harris, I apologize. That I'm going to start from the bottom. That's not fair. That's not fair to Liam Harris because she has been here. So let me start from here. Here we go. I recently left Africa. The best hustlers were there. Everyone busy selling water, peanuts, fruits, etc. Hustling first thing in the morning after prayer. Comments on that? That's it.
Well, they ain't hustling drugs.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. There might not be questions. I just want to, anything you want to say. But what is this?
Let me tell you, when I went to Liberia,
right, Lee, right.
Let me tell you the funniest thing I seen. They had a shopping cart, and the shopping cart was divided into departments. So they had a whole department store in their shopping cart going down the street selling stuff. I mean, they had socks over here, toothpaste over here. So it was a shopping cart was turned to a little shopping mart.
Yeah.
Like everybody was hustling, doing for self, trying to make some money. So it's okay. And this is why they brought drugs in our community, because our communities was like that. When I was growing up, the farmers would come in the summertime and they'll drive through the communities selling vegetables and produce. We didn't even lock our doors at night. And I lived in the projects. Okay. I'm 75 years old, so that's way back. Okay. But no, they threw the drugs in the community. Now that it's full of drugs and shooting and looting and killing, that you can't trust your own cousin. Sometimes you can't trust your own family from robbing you, stealing from you because of the drug. That's how they destroyed our unity. It ain't like we suffer from post-slavery syndrome. We suffer from them messing with us all along. Every time we get a foot up, they get a foot down.
Come on.
They cut us off at the ankles. They got spies. They infiltrate. They tell lies from the P-line that we were taught. Go amongst them, telling lies to get them to fight and kill one another. This is what they do. We didn't just happen to be like this. This is what they do.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir. And I think to Sister Hagar's point as well, when we talk about unity, I do think that seeing our immigrant communities and families come, I remember when the Nigerians came and I was in maybe undergrad, seeing some of the business enterprises that they would establish, as lawyers, working together, those are good models. And sometimes we work with our immigrant communities. They have access to some of the material, some of the goods and services that we can also sell, but we can use some of those models as well. So I do think that's another, benefit from seeing the immigrant communities and the African diaspora. So
that's right.
Thank you. And here, thank you all. And here is Sister Helen Muhammad. It's called Faith. The minister asked that we go south, buy land, and start farming. My husband and I stepped out on faith, left Detroit, and moved back to Alabama. You can do it.
Wow.
Yes.
I would like to say I did.
Yes.
I did. Now,
great.
I stepped out on that faith, right, Sister Christine?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I stepped out on that faith, and it's carrying me through. And Sister Christina, you and Brother Reginald, again, the team, thank you all so much. By Allah's grace and mercy, thank you so much, because it is not easy to do that, but it's also not hard.
That's right.
Beautiful sister, someone says, look, working is hard, not working is hard. Being married is hard, not being married is hard. Being fit is hard, not being fit is hard. There's the dichotomy she spoke about, whatever it is. Going to college is hard, not going to college. So all of it.
That's right.
It's just the balance of the two. And so I want to personally say thank you to you. It's all praises due to Allah. God is the praise. He works through people. So I'd be remiss if I didn't say that, Sister Christina.
Praise be to Allah.
It was having, as a matter of fact, well, I won't start going like I'm at the, what is it called? At the Grammys or BET Awards and running down the list of gratitude. But I just want to say that it was having you on the show once. We were talking about your work and effort. And it might have been you and Brother Reginald, but at any rate, you were talking about buying land and actually having it. It was early phase. And I was just like, it wasn't I couldn't imagine anything like, oh, that's going to be so hard, but it's not. You made it easy by Allah's grace. Let's go. Not about Sister Charlene. I want to just give you that gratitude. Thank you. So Sister Helen, I wanted to bear witness to what you said, and I jumped in on anybody's forgive me. So anyone, if you want to comment on Sister Helen's point?
I do. When it talks about faith, it says you have faith the size grain of a mustard seed. You can move mountains. And it's no coincidence that we're talking about farming. We're talking about the seed. In the beginning was the seed, and the seed grew and it became something edible for you and I to eat. I just want to say on that part, buying land, it can be very scary. But if we don't jump out, if we study, contemplate, yes, you're going to bump your head. Yes, you're going to run into some walls. Yes, but you got to get back up. And one thing that Allah has created us, He created us to be resilient. We're some resilient people. And I think a lot of us out there are afraid to just put that faith on, put that whole armor of God out and jump out there and try something. Try to put a seed in the ground. That's, again, being obedient to Almighty God, Allah. We have to grow food for ourselves. We've got to stop asking and begging people to do something for us. Stop waiting for the crumbs of the king's table. Create your own table. Create your own food. Have your own crumbs that you can scrape up and eat to make sure you're 100% full and feed your family and those that are around us. That's where we are today. It's not easy, but it's doable if you want it.
That's right. And, COVID-19, Mr. Farrakhan said it's a pestilence from heaven.
Come on.
Now we're seeing how it was a pestilence from heaven.
Yes.
Because that's what woke a lot of people up.
Yes. We
were being slowly poisoned all the time.
Ooh.
All along.
Come on.
Then they decide they're going to kick it up. And then what they've done is woke people up.
Yes.
All over the world. And now people are studying everything. They don't trust nothing no more. They're studying for themselves, and now they're making their own decisions and they're moving out with confidence that they have a right to use their own mind.
That's right.
Use their own thinking. Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam. If it don't add up, it ain't right. It should add up. Okay? Because this universe was built on mathematics. If you do what you're supposed to do, you get the reward that you're supposed to get. If you didn't get what you thought you were supposed to get, study some more. You might have missed something. And this is how you grow as well.
That's right.
I know a lot. And most of what I know, I did not get from college. I know this.
Come on.
I got down here. I learned it from the land. I learned it from the men and women down here. I learned it from my mistakes.
Come on.
I learned by going to Allah to help me to understand what should I do next. I would not have gotten that except I was down here going through this experience.
Yes.
And we can all go through some type of experience like that. When Mr. Farrakhan said, we got to get off the breast
Come on.
of the enemy and get back on the breast of the universe.
That's right.
Beautiful.
That's right.
We have to suck from the breast of the universe and not from the go-between who's poisoning us with the milk.
That's right.
But what we learn from nature, we can carry on in the future and build a heaven for ourselves and for our children. But you're not going to be able to build a heaven in the white man's hell because he has the power to keep making it hell because he makes the jails and he changed the laws and kept you in his traps.
Come on.
Take me from his traps. I know because I catch wild hogs in a trap. I know how to catch a wild hog.
Little fast things.
Same thing the way they catch us. Y'all figured it out yet? You in a trap?
It was the billy goat, not the hog. I was saying I've seen him in action, but it was the ghost, right? The kids. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to let me bear witness. Oh my gosh, 8:53. Let's bear witness. Let me bear witness to that. I was super confident. I felt I could do anything when I was here in the South, but at my, Louisiana Opelousas, and it wasn't until I actually moved that I became other than, I won't say, but I'm just saying lost the thought of the education. It's just, you just move like this is really where it emanates from. I just really believe that. And I felt country. We are country, but it was like not derogatory, to me. And it's like, I love you're so country. Civilized is civilized, right? But country is country, and country is like, I look at it as like, just how about we do this? I stopped talking. See, off the deep end.
Free. You're free.
Yeah, exactly. You know why I said that? Because it was one of my relatives recently. I was talking about, some of my own relatives that I perceived, some of my little cousins, we're little and we're all girls, and I thought I wanted to go with them, and they weren't. They said they wouldn't be going out or whatever, and I could be with them. I'm like, oh man. So I'd be with the boys. I grew up with my brothers anyway. So I said, okay, well, your boy cousins, you'll go with them. But again, perception. This is my perception. But in my perception, we'd get to whatever party or whatever place we're going to, and lo and behold, I see the girl cousins, and I'm like, oh, is that what it is? But that really wasn't how. What it was when I didn't understand, but that's how I took it, right? Because one of my older cousins just recently, I was telling her this story, and I said, "Well, what's up?" She said, "Well, that's because you were country." She just put because Houston was, we would come from Opelousas, and she said, "Well, you were country," and I was like, "Huh." Take that and do what you will with it. But right, thank you all. I got that out. Okay, is this something we have some with this question, and there's more, but this is an important question. What if I want? Oh, by the way, Liam Harris was on time. He beat me here, or he or she beat me here. So he was at 5:00. Was on point. The question is, what if I want to just pack up and go down south with? Okay, can somebody read that? I'm looking down. Who can see it clearer? He wants to pack up, go down south with
$15,000 to my name. What would you suggest?
Thank you.
I would suggest that you talk with somebody down there where you're talking about going and ask them how do they survive?
That's right.
What am I going to need to do to survive in that area? Because you see, just because you have $15,000, most farmers got other skills.
Come on now.
Okay, they're carpenters,
Yeah.
or they fix tractors, or they fix automobiles.
That's right.
They have other skills other than farming.
Yeah.
So number one, what skill do you have? Do the inventory of yourself.
Right.
What skills do you have by which you can survive? What can you do to make some money until your crops come in?
Come on.
Okay, so you have to learn how to survive. So they took all the trades out of high school for a reason.
That's right.
So if you don't have no skills that you can use your hands to make a living, to make some money, then you're scared. You don't know what to do because you don't have enough money.
Right.
So go to a trade school somewhere. Go to the community college somewhere. Pick up a skill, but go down in the area that you talk about going in, call down there, go down there, see what's going on, and then come back and develop a plan. You just have to jump up and leave. Now, when the buildings start burning down in them cities, you have to just jump up and leave.
Come on now.
But right now, you should develop a plan. Like Sister Christina said about planning in advance. They already had a plan out, so when the disaster hit, they could implement the plan. Well, now you got to develop a plan for your move.
Yeah.
It's not wise just to jump up and move. You got to develop a plan for your move.
That's right. That's right. And he said, pack up and go down south. So you're going to pack up, but where are you going to take your things that you packed up, even with the 15K? So you have to be able to look at that and say, because you have to have some type of comfort. You have to have somewhere to lay your head while you're working for what your future product is going to be. So it's all about just thinking and planning and making it happen. See all God's children, the Most High God.
Yeah, but I think the positive thing about potentially whatever the plan is, the cost of living in the South is oftentimes lower, depending upon where we're coming from. So,
absolutely.
If you come from New York and you go move down to the center of Atlanta and try to get you a condo.
That's right. That's right.
In Atlanta, you will have a problem.
That's right. Yeah.
But that's why you got to have some skills so you can go out into the hinterland and do some things that you can trade your services for.
That's right.
You got to have some skills so you can trade your services for.
Right.
So the first thing is make sure, do an inventory of yourself. What do you know how to do that somebody will pay you for it?
Come on.
When I was fired from North A&T State University, I went on the street selling T-shirts. To the point that I was so good, I sold $8,000 worth of T-shirts in one weekend.
Wow.
So you got to have a skill. I was an artist as well. So I was able to design. I do poems. You hear me do my little poems? I did poems and put them on the back of T-shirts.
Can you do one? Would you do one before you leave tonight?
No, I'm not doing this functional revolution.
Not that one. I was just saying, just able. Go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead.
No, I'm not doing a poem today. I'm not doing a poem today. But again, you have to take stock of what you have, what you know how to do, or what you like doing.
That's right.
I'm gonna leave you with this. Okay. Old white man said this. He's a fishing program, and he designed flies, fly fishing, and he says, "I make the best flies in the world." So other people make flies because they want to make money. I love making flies. He said, "Let me tell you the secret of life. Find something that you love to do that you would get up first thing in the morning and do it all day long. But at the end of the day, somebody paid you for it."
Come on now.
Did you hear what I said? Find something that you love to do and do it so well that people will pay you for it. So every day is a walk in the park because you're enjoying yourself. You're enjoying your life. And you get paid for it.
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay, so find something that you love to do it well enough to get people to pay you.
That's right. And he said he's a CDL driver. Brother, with the experience that you have, there's so much that can be done, especially when we're talking about doing for self. You can move so much. Just
right.
being a farmer, I know Dr. Ridgely probably got a whole bunch of food you can just put back in the, in the 18-wheeler. Like, think about those type of things and link up with brothers and sisters. Talk to each other.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's
You
awesome.
don't have to all go and buy a big plot of land. Maybe we can jump in with somebody and say, hey, how can I help? Let's go. Let's make this thing happen. Let's build.
That's right.
That's unity.
Praise be to Allah. Yeah, we're having a great time. In the interest of time, I know that I did open the mics up a little bit late, but it's 9 o'clock. I want to be respectful of time for you all.
It's 10 o'clock. What are you talking about?
I'm tracking Midwest. I'm tracking. That's right. Actually, it used to be like that, right? It would go from Eastern Standard Time. And at any rate, I should say that we're not yet. We're really not at the we're really not at the 2-hour mark, are we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are. We have 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. Okay. So with that, we love Brother Dougie Fresh. With that, we love you, Brother Dougie. Okay, with that, Doug E. Fresh. With that, let's go into closing. Let's go into your closing remarks, and let's go into closing remarks. We're not going anywhere. I lost my thought, but let's go.
Thank you for having me on, and thank you all you three sisters for what you do and inspiring all of us to do. And we really have made the queens of the universe over again in the Nation of Islam. That's
Praise to Allah. But don't leave. Stay right there. Sister Pamela, Attorney Pamela.
Well, assalamu alaikum. And I had fun tonight. It was great. Thank you. And may we just continue to create creative spaces, so we can use our brains like the Parliament Funkadelics say. Here's our chance to really kind of dance our way out of constrictions is what they say.
Come
so
on now.
I want to just add that too, because we're going to have to do for self, like your article said, do for self or suffer the consequences. So,
that's right. Absolutely.
May Allah continue to bless us all.
That's right.
Everyone, please stay. Don't take your cameras off, though. Dr. Rizzi, you did. Sister Christina.
Yes, ma'am. I want to thank you so much, sis, for allowing me the opportunity to speak, especially on this beautiful platform with such giants. I'm so thankful. And the thing that I just want to say to all of us, we all have a purpose. We didn't just come here just to be people to go to work, go home, keep going to systematic with this world to hold this world up. Look for your purpose and settle in your purpose. You're going to be made to be afraid, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. You're made to be afraid, but it's what you do with it. We're building a nation. We are God's children of the Most High God, and we have to settle on that. We've got to know that. We've got to be straightforward and have confidence of ourselves to say, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. I can make it happen. Anybody that's listening to the sound of this video, I never would have thought I could have gotten even as far as I am. And I'm not even there yet, but just the fact that I want to, and I am, and I have, and I'm going, that's what matters. So thank you. Thank you all. I love you all so much.
Thank you. Thank you all. Love you too.
Next week, I will do, somebody keep pushing up on me. I will not apologize. Okay. I'll do that for next week. Okay.
Praise be to Allah. Inshallah. Thank you, Sister Ellen. We're going to get one. Well, then with that said, guest panelists, thank you so much for gracing Liberated Sisters. Always, all of you for viewing as well. What I will do is run the comments and questions. We didn't get to all of you tonight. Thank you for bearing patiently with me, and may Allah be pleased with our effort. And so we're going to take out, and you can see your questions and what have you, and some of those maybe we'll come back to next week with that too. It would be good if we can have a segment for the ones that we didn't get to. We'll see. Sister Charlene, we'll see. You all know how I do. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Happy Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Sister Pamela's like, boop. I know Sister Pamela. Wait. Here we go. We got everybody. Sister Pamela, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Happy Savior's Day. Thank you, Dr. Rizzi.
Savior's Day to you.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll make sure to put that announcement. So thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
That is it for tonight. Sister Charlene. Okay, well, pow. The show's not over, but Brother Darnell is here. He's on the mic. No, I'm sorry. I didn't warn you. I'm sorry. We have a brother here. Really, it's I pray it's okay. Beyond. I mean, we just have a nation. Let me say this, and I'm glad that happened because it allows me to also express gratitude to brother who is here, and so I won't. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. You did. There's nothing wrong. I just wanted to do that. I wanted, if you didn't want to be, as we say, outed, then I would have been apologizing to you, which I still do. So, at any rate, the music is coming. He's cracking me up. Everyone, the music is coming, and I'm sorry. Let me be serious. This is how
I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll
fight for my brothers. We can go to war.
I was told to deliver this message. I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll
fight for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone. Standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you said to me it's on, split you like you need alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since 03. And we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bottom, Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, and now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Why? Must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on. I fight like that, I fight like that, I fight like that, I fight like that, I fight like that. I fight like that, 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, then you know never to settle. I'm too common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African American apparel. This G's on a t-shirt. Youngins doing street work, grinding till they teeth hurt. That's because they need work, working till the feet hurt. Trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me.